Hello everyone, welcome back to Silent Facts Entertainment. Man, I love this subject today. We're about to go over all the different types of players that we have in the direct sale industry, and we will also mention the positive of each type of player and the negative of each type of player. So stay tuned, but before we do anything, make sure to subscribe to the channel as you're watching the video. Yup, right there as you're going up. Wait, what you doing? Let me see you. Go right there. Click on the subscribe button. Click on the notification button. And don't forget to click on the like button. We really appreciate it, guys. Okay, so welcome back, guys. The first type of player that we're gonna go over today is the one called the product builder. You know, in parentheses, that's the investor. That's the actual big business builder. In other words, these are your ESCO owners, these are your cable owners, and also these are your home security owners. Vivint, like anyone that owns those products, they came in as this player right here. They're an investor and they're also a big business builder. The positive of this actually being this player is you're gonna have full control to run its operation. So you mostly have a lot more control than the other person. You know, you were able to hire the people that is needed, because you're coming in as an investor. You're not coming in as a worker. So you're gonna hire who's needed, and you're gonna be able to run your operation the way you want to run it. And you're the one that's paying out people for your advertisement, you know, for you to build up your product. So you actually have more control when you're becoming this player. You also able to build wealth. If you are successful in this type of player, you're gonna build some great wealth, because this is something that you can transfer over to a next business adventure, and also you can actually sell it if you want. So this is actually that at that moment you actually have built a big business, and is actually is moving without you, because you can actually hire a CEO to run this operation, and you're just the one looking at the numbers. So that's another positive. Now the negative side, now let's get there, because there's always a good, there's always a negative in each type of player that you want to choose, that who you want to be. The negative side is that you can go bankrupt easily. If you don't know what you're doing, or even if you think you know what you're doing, you don't have enough experience, you come in at the wrong time of trying to be a product builder, you can go bankrupt. And I've seen that with my own eyes, with my experience. Companies come in, the next year, they are out of the market, The next negative thing is it is a slow build-up, because sometimes you're coming in, you're an investor first, you actually have to use your own money before you actually start seeing some positive money. You have to go through some time, you have to build that up. As a matter of fact, it's not something that you're gonna just get rich quick just because you own the product. You have to pay for advertisement. You have to actually make sure that you're taking care of everything in the back end. So that's one of the negatives. If you're trying to make money fast, this is not the route you're gonna actually make money fast. The next thing is there's a slow expansion. You always have to rely on the government giving you the certain licenses, the PUC. Certain things you have to base your licensing on throughout the courses of you building your product, that sometimes you're not in control of. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you may not. So that's one of the negative side of actually being a product builder. Now we're gonna go over the second type of player. Now, being an organic builder, this is the time when a person ends up saying to themselves, you know what? Forget about it. Let me go out there and build up my own marketing firm. They don't want to own no products, but they actually want to build up a big sales force, a big army, so they can be able to get contracts and be able to sell the product to as best as they can. So being an organic builder is that individual. The positive thing about being an organic builder is they control the sales momentum, like I just mentioned. They want to get out their comfort zone and do their stuff they own. They want to go out there, get their own office up and running, get the product, and be able to start going out there selling it and build up the momentum that they want. The good thing about this is you can actually control that, because there's no slowing down. If you want to increase sales, you will know what to do, because at that point you already have the system that knows how to build up a certain momentum. So you playing that game is like you already know how to do that, so you're gonna actually make sure it happens. If the faster you move, the faster it's gonna grow. Slower you move, it's gonna grow slow. Now another good thing about being an organic builder is you actually build cash flow fast, because you already are in a momentum where you're able to make the sales happen, and you're able to make your money very quick, because you already know what you're doing. You already have the product, and all you're doing is building reps, paying them less, and just keep repeating the cycle. And the good thing about this is also the fast expansion. You know, once you have a promotional structure as an organic builder and you make someone turn into a manager just like you, it's called learn, teach, duplicate. Once you duplicate yourself, you can have that person run that location. You can go to another location and duplicate the same thing. So that's why being an organic builder, you know, it has that fast expansion. Now, the negative part about being an organic builder is you have no time. You know, you actually always out there training, you know, helping agents make sure they make their sales. You're always out there grinding and working on different states. Like, you're not gonna have no time doing this, because this is like a mission where you are the business first, because you're self-employed, before it turns into a real big business. So just remember that you're self-employed first before you turn into a big business when you're an organic builder. And another thing is, you know, you become the business first, like I just mentioned. You're self-employed before you become a big business. So that's one of the, so that's the positive and the negative of being an organic builder. Now let's go down to the third type of player, which is the broker. In parentheses, self-employed, now up into try to build up a big business. First you start off as a self-employed. Now, being a broker, one of the positive thing about it is you actually have more time. You know, you actually, you know, you're doing things over, you know, over the phone, maybe over social media. You know, you're not doing anything physical like what you would have done being an organic builder. You know, so that's one of the positive thing about being a broker. You know, also you're working on leverage income. You know, you're actually leveraging other people. You're actually trying to sell why they should come work with you, because you have a better deal for them within the other company that they're working for. So you're actually brokering out, you know, your products that you actually receive from the product builders to try to build up a big business brokerage. You know, that's what you're actually, the type of game you're trying to play there, you know. Now, the good thing about being a broker also is you have less to no expense. The only expense that you may have is trying to like make people want to work with you, and by providing maybe more bonuses or maybe more upfront cash. You know, you're actually trying to, like I said, you're trying to sell them on why they should come work with you and leave the other company, or you're trying to provide the organic builders a better product for them to sell. So you may have a little expense, but 9 times out of 10 you barely have any expense, because you don't have no brick and mortar office, you have no real employees at the moment when you start, so you have less expense when you become a broker. Now let's talk about the negative side of being a broker. You know, one negative side is you really have less control of momentum. You're brokering out the contracts, but that don't guarantee you're gonna have the type of momentum you want, because it's not up to you to actually make it happen. It's up to the person you broker the deal to. Now, if that person does well, that was a good brokerage deal. If that person don't do well, all you can do is just keep, you know, brokering out your deals that you have, you know. So that's one of the negative thing about being a broker, you know. And there's also a long-term foundation buildup. So in other words, you're not gonna have a big business being a broker if you actually take out the R. What does that say? Broke. You know, brokers are normally broke, especially the ones that don't know how to broker the right way. What normally happens is they end up brokering under another broker, and that just makes it a long time to build up a foundation. You know, like I'm telling you guys, I've seen that, and I've actually experienced it myself. So definitely, guys, is the one negative side of it is a long-term foundation build-up. You're not going to be rich overnight, so don't think being a broker is going to be rich. But once you actually do become successful as being a broker, you would definitely be on the other side of the quadrant, which is the big business builder. Okay, that leads me now to the referral player. You know, that's the second to last one I'm gonna go over today, guys. Now, being a referral person, you're actually a self-employed. You know, you're actually just working for yourself. You know, you're not actually looking to build no big business. You're not an investor. You're just referring companies to another company. And one positive thing about that is you have no liabilities. If something happens where you actually refer one company to another company and some fraudulent activity happens, or somebody's suing somebody, your name or your company information or your name in general don't have nothing to do with it, because you have no liability. All you did was refer two parties, and you went out the way, and you're just making your money based on your referral type of game that you're playing. So that's one of the nice things about being a referral person. Another nice thing about being a referral person is you have a lot of time. You know, after you done your transaction where you combine the two companies, you can just do whatever you want. If you have a job, you still can do your job. You can still maintain whatever you're doing, you know, work on another business or whatever. Being a referral person, normally I see that people that actually don't really want to be in the industry, they actually rather be that person because they don't want to really have nothing to do with it. They just want to make their money because they have maybe a lot of influences or they actually have a lot of connections. So they just decide, like, you know, what the heck with it. Let me just, you know, refer 2 people together and just work on what I'm doing, you know. So that's one thing about being a referral person, guys. Now, the negative thing about being a referral person is actually you have no control. You know, if something happens, you know, to the momentum, or you make no money, you know, you can't really do anything about it to change that around. Because once again, all you did was refer the 2 parties. Now it's up to them now to these, you know, to grow the situation, or maybe it may not happen. Maybe you have to keep referring more people. Now, the next negative side about being a referral person is you definitely have high taxes also in this role, because you actually, all the money you have made is actually your net. You know, it's not under a company, it's under your name directly, most 9 times out of 10. And also you have pretty much, you have no type of foundation you're building, you know, after everything, you know. Okay, now the last one, guys, you know, the last type of player I'm gonna go over is called the salesman. You know, one thing about being a salesman, you know, being a seller in general, one of the positive things that I've actually experienced myself is you actually get to make a lot of more money than you will make in a 9 to 5, you know, because like Jim Rome always stated in one of his quotes, you know, profits are always better than wages. You know, if you can make something for selling something and get the payment right away, it's better than someone putting in how much you can get paid per hour. That's actually not going to really make you more money. So that's one of the positive things about being a salesman. You can always make more money than your old job. The next positive thing about being a salesman is actually you're receiving that self-development. Most of these other players that I mentioned before actually started off as a salesman before they decided to get to the other player side, you know, and you actually get to develop yourself, you get to receive discipline, you get to receive how to never quit, you know, so it builds up some type of good self-development being a salesperson, you know. Now let's get to the negative side now, right? The negative side about being a salesperson is actually you actually have no time at all, you know, just like being an organic builder. You're not gonna have time because you are you're like the engine of the company you're working for. You know, you have to constantly go out there and make sales, and you're definitely on the east side, which means you're employed. You're actually an employee for the company, so you're actually gonna have to go out there and make the company grow by giving them sales, and you're not gonna have no time doing that. You're not gonna have no time playing this type of game because you're pretty much, you have to keep working, you know. Another thing is you receive the high tax, you know, because at the end of the year, whatever you're selling is what you're making, so it shows that your net profit, and your tax accountant can't really write off too much because it's not a business, so you're gonna end up having to pay a lot of taxes. A lot of companies don't really teach these things to their agents when they bring them in, but they should, because a lot of people get stuck with taxes and they were just wondering, well, what happened? I made $30,000, but I paid back almost half of that. So just remember, guys, you're gonna pay a lot of taxes playing that role. And the last thing is you can pretty much never retire. You know, you can never this game right here you're playing right here, you can never retire, because all you're doing is like a regular job. You know, you're just working, you're trading your time for money. When you trade your time for money, you never retire, because you have to constantly keep doing that, so you don't actually so you can continue paying your expenses and don't actually be able to not pay your rent. You know what I mean? So that's that type of player, the positive and negative of being a seller. Okay, guys, so that sums it up, guys. You know, before we actually finish this clip today, I'm gonna actually tell you guys my story when I was actually building up my brand, my Matrix Energy Group. You can find it on Facebook. I will leave everything on the description below. You know, I actually started off as a salesperson for 2 years, you know, then I actually moved over to organic builder, and then after I just decided, you know what, let me combine organic building with being a broker. And then that's when I decided to pretty much I never got to this side, as a matter of fact, because I don't want to deal with what you know in my industry. Pretty much I don't want to like I'm okay with, you know, where I'm at, being an organic builder and being a broker. And also that's pretty much it. So that's my story, guys. I just want to tell you guys this, you know, sometimes, you know, you can't really judge what game is gonna actually be best for you, because sometimes a person that I've seen this in my own eyes, an actual salesperson making more money than a product builder. So don't ever look at titles and think that, oh my God, I'm gonna make more money over here. You should look at what your strengths are and what you can provide to the market that you're in, and how you can make money in that manner. Don't look at it if I go here I can make more money. It doesn't work that way. Making more money is not really what you should look at, what skills you have so you can actually maintain the best growth, and eventually build a big business out of it, because out of all of them, yes, you want to go after the ones that have the big business option, because those are the ones that you're really actually building a business. But the other ones are pretty much where a lot of people start off at or where they end at. People normally start off as salesperson, but they normally end over here if they can't really maintain building a big business anymore, and that normally happens a lot in the industry. You can definitely go deep into this. There's individuals that I know who built successful companies that actually combines everything together, and those are the ones that knows what they're doing, because when they combine being a product builder, organic builder, broker, they actually have mastered the game. And honestly, like I said, you have salesperson making more money than product builders, you got product builders making more money than organic builders, you got organic builders making more money than product builders. It's really up to you and how you master what you're doing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, making more money is not what you should worry about, because you can do that in any of these phases. But the question is, what are you really trying to build? That's what you got to ask yourself. If you like what you watch, and then don't forget to subscribe to the video. We will have more in depth of all these type of players, coming soon. We will also create something that you can actually help yourself to build up a successful whatever player you want to be. So yeah, just leave a comment below, and also don't forget to like the video. Share this video with all your friends that that's in sales or is actually one of these players, and just let them leave a comment below on what type of player they would like to be, or what type of player they are right now. And that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for coming to watch this one.